Starting with lie number 5. You should wait for braces till your child loses all their baby teeth first. Wrong. It's astounding that dentists, even some orthodontists, are giving this advice. Suppose you wait till a child loses all their baby teeth. Usually happens around age of 12 before getting orthodontic treatment. In that case, their jawbone is already hardened. It'll be way more difficult to correct their smiles, taking much longer. It could even involve tooth extractions. Truth number 5. Evaluate early, around age 6 and before the age of 9. The sweet spot to evaluating correct teeth alignment is between the ages of 6 to 9. Why? Well, it's a lot like Play-Doh or clay. When Play-Doh is fresh, it's fun and easy to shape into anything. But if you leave it out too long and it starts to dry up, it's still possible to work with it, but it becomes much tougher and less cooperative. It may even crack or crumble, making it harder. Just like this, if you wait for ortho treatment, the hardness level increases. And with hardness comes more pain for your child. It also extends the treatment time from just a few months to now a few years. Ain't nobody got time for that. Before we dive into lie number 4, if you're finding this video helpful, go ahead and tap that like button and hit subscribe and share. It really helps more epic folks like you to discover this channel and get the word out. All right, let's jump back in. Lie number 4, braces will rust. Now, check this out. Yeah, that's not real, just some AI trickery. Plus, those are some janky looking brackets. People think of metal and water and automatically assume braces can rust, but no, braces cannot get rusty. They're considered a medical device that's FDA regulated, so the manufacturers have to use approved metal alloys that do not rust. These can be titanium alloys with nickel and or chromium nickel cobalt alloys, but here's an even scarier truth. Truth number 4. Teeth greatly affect your child's confidence. A child's bite can affect more than just their smile. Crooked teeth can really impact how they feel about themselves. Even small dental differences might make them a target for teasing or bullying, and that can chip away at their confidence. Over time, this can lead to feelings of isolation, anxiety, or even depression. It's heartbreaking, but it can also affect how they connect with others and their ability to perform well in school. That's why addressing these issues early can make such a big difference, not just for their smile, but for their overall well-being. Lie number 3. Braces are the only way to straighten children's teeth. Imagine this. It's the late 1800s, and the only way to get anywhere is by horse and buggy. It's slow, inconvenient, and let's be honest, pretty bumpy. Then one day, someone comes along with an invention that changes everything. The car. Suddenly, what used to take hours now takes minutes, and travel is forever transformed. For over a century, people couldn't imagine traveling any other way. That is until something better came along. And that's exactly what's happening right now in child orthodontics. For over 100 years, braces and expanders have been the go-to solution for fixing crooked teeth in children. They've worked, but let's be honest, they've also required tons of appointments, lots of discomfort, and a big impact on a child's life. And that leads us to truth number 3. Believe it or not, Invisalign introduced something that's changing the game. For the longest time, Invisalign couldn't work for children who had a mix of baby teeth and adult teeth. But they overcame all the challenges and created a new system designed just for kids between the ages of 6 to 9. With Invisalign's new system, we can straighten teeth in as little as 6 months, something traditional braces and expanders would often take 1 to 2 years to accomplish. By the way, if you like to have a super clear laid out comparison of braces and expanders versus Invisalign for kids, I put all that together in a totally free guide you can check out in the description of this video. Lie number 2. Orthodontic treatment is painful. Well, that's half true. Traditionally, most kids needed expanders to widen the palate and braces to straighten their teeth. But here's the big problem. Expanders can be extremely painful. Let me break it down for you. If you've ever had braces, you know they can be uncomfortable, right? Well, we actually measure that discomfort using something called grams of force. Braces exert about 50 to 100 grams of force. Now, compare that to expanders. They exert 400 to 600 grams of force. That's a huge difference. And to make matters worse, it's usually the parent's job to crank the expander every night. So not only is your child in pain, But now, you're the bad guy too, which brings us to truth number 2. Invisalign First is virtually painless. While expanders are 400 to 600 grams of force and braces are 50 to 100 grams, Invisalign applies only 5 to 10 grams. That's so light, it's almost indiscernible. Your child gets results without the pain and you're off the hook as that nightly crank operator. Lie number 1. Ortho treatment will take years. Elizabeth is a mom who recently came into our office, and she shared her story with me. Growing up, she had expanders and braces, and after 4 grueling years, she finally completed her treatment. 4 years! That's a long time, and unfortunately, it's an experience that a lot of people can totally relate to. But here's the good news. Treatment taking more than a year for kids? That's not the case anymore. Truth number 1. Invisalign First can fix most children's teeth between the age of 6 to 9 in as little as 6 months. Don't believe me? Let's hear what Elizabeth has to say about her daughter's incredible transformation.
My daughter had a severe overbite and narrow mouth. I thought that traditional braces and expanders were our only option. I did not think that Invisalign would work. I went to their website and was not very encouraged as I didn't see any examples that were as severe as our daughter's case. Dr. J assured me that this treatment would work. And if it didn't, he said we could easily switch back to traditional expanders and braces, which gave my husband and I a peace of mind. It turns out it worked so well. Within 6 months, she was able to have a completely widened smile and straight teeth. We are blown away by the results. She hasn't been in any pain with Invisalign. She's not needed Advil or Tylenol to comfort her teeth and gums. It's been so smooth and seamless.
Amazing, right? Leanna's smile turned out beautifully. And remember, if you want to learn more about how this works, all the details are in the free guide I mentioned earlier. Just check the description below. Separating the truth from the lies today really reminds me of this verse in the Bible that's always stood out to me. John 14:6. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. We can't change the truth, but the truth can definitely change us and lead us to eternal salvation. Remember, Jesus and his love for you is the greatest truth there is.